Welcome to Slow News Day with Kevin Clark. I am Kevin Clark. Woo. I got newspapers. Daniel Jones projecting strength. Sports calendar. There's only one place to get a sports calendar, and it's print newspapers. You guys are sitting around saying, I wonder what games are on. There's no way to search. There's no search bar to find out what the sports calendar is. It's right here. Where's your sports calendar on TikTok? Where's your, Saratoga horse racing on FS2? Don't see that with Charlie D'Amelio, do ya? What just happened? Did I just have a stroke? This show makes everybody angry.
How'd that happen? It made everyone happy.
If you've learned anything from Slow News Day, it's that people just, react poorly to joy, is what I would say about that. There's only so much joy you can put out into the world.
Football is life.
Football is life. All right, Matt Ryan, Atlanta Falcons legend, one of the best passers of his era. Welcome to Slow News Day. You're here on behalf of Tide. What's going on, Matt?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on.
So I want to start here, and this is important. Sunday, Patrick Cantlay won a golf tournament, and afterwards, it appeared his new nickname is Matty Ice.
Oh.
Does Patrick Cantlay have your permission to use Matty Ice, Matt?
I feel like it's a trademark infringement or something. With his performance, I'll give it to him. He can use Matty Ice from here on out.
Wow. How did the Matty Ice nickname develop? Because I've heard a couple of different stories. I know obviously it was the marketing campaign when you were in the running for some awards at BC, but I think it may have happened also before that a little bit. What was the actual real origin, Matt?
Yeah, it started when I was in high school. There's a beer called Matty Ice, and I think guys thought it was pretty funny that, I don't know, for whatever reason, but it started when I was in high school, and I thought it was done when I got to college, but one of my buddies from high school came up to visit, and that's what he called me, and all of my college teammates kind of liked it, and it stuck, and they started calling me that, and then next thing I know, I'm 36 years old, and people are still calling me Matty Ice, that they've been calling me since I was 14.
No free ads here, but is that your beer of choice?
It is not. It is not. I've moved on.
I think we all have, to be fair. I think everybody over the past 4 or 5 months has been just so hyped over Kyle Pitts. Let's stoke the fires a little bit. What is the most impressive thing you've seen from Kyle Pitts over the last month, Matt?
The least impressive thing I saw was him sing in front of the team.
Oh, no. What was the song?
He tried to go like a duet. I couldn't even tell you what it was. I got through about half of it and it was like, sit down. So that was his least impressive thing. But the most impressive thing is his consistency day to day, which is, not always, it's not something that's typical of rookies. It's kind of up, down. And I think, he's been pretty consistent day to day, which is always, surprising to me from younger guys. But I think he's done a great job with that. You
started week 1 of your NFL career in 2008. You went 11-5 that year. What is the key when you're a rookie quarterback starting week 1 to starting hot?
The hell of a run game. We have Mike Turner. I'm not sure how many yards he rushed for that game, but it was like, I think he was close to 200 yards rushing. So I threw a touchdown pass on my first pass. I only threw 30 passes the rest of the game. We only threw 14 passes, so that certainly helped when I was coming into it, a good run game.
I'm curious, we talked about the age thing a little bit a minute ago, but I'm curious why you think this generation, Tom Brady is 44 years old and he is helming the Super Bowl favorites at this point. Aaron Rodgers, obviously, you're in that generation. Why this generation is aging better than 10, 15 years ago?
Well, I think training has changed a lot, from where it was when I first got into the league to now is much different. The emphasis on nutrition has changed a lot, and I think that's helping. I think the rule changes are a big part of it too. You look at some clips from, guys that played in the 80s, like Dan Marino and Phil Simms, guys like that, Joe Montana. They were getting smoked, We still take some shots. There's no question about that, but the rules have changed quite a bit, which I'm a huge fan of. About that. I think all of us that are playing are a huge fan of those rule changes, but I think that's part of it too. I think I also think the playing surface is better. A lot of guys playing on the AstroTurf. Back in the day, it was like concrete, and so I think some of the playing surfaces are better. I still think they can improve the turf surfaces moving forward, but I think some of that has to do with it as well.
So when you went to Atlanta, you said you splurged on Popeyes. How has your Atlanta diet developed over the past 13 years, Matt?
It's changed quite a bit. There's not that much Popeyes anymore. I wish there was, but it's a little more difficult at 36 than it was at 23 to digest that and to not have it sit on your ribs a little bit more easily than it did then. But it's a lot more cleaner foods now.
What is a TV show, movie? What have you been watching the past couple of months, especially in the off season, Matt, that people need to know about?
I think everybody knows about it, but I was on Mare of Easttown.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Man, that was good.
So you're from that part of the country.
Correct. Yeah, I grew up there, and so the accents, like it was a reminder of back home for me, but an awesome story too, like a crazy story, really cool story. But that was the one I was glued to this off season.
Give me a couple of Philly-centric movies, TV shows, whatever, even music that you loved throughout your life, where you say, okay, this got Philadelphia.
Everybody, you got to go Rocky, right? That's the institutional Philadelphia movie. I mean, they have statues at stadiums of fictional characters. So that's one thing. The one I like, Silver Linings Playbook, I thought that was good. I thought that was really solid Philadelphia, representation of Philadelphia fans and Eagles fans. A really cool storyline, good accents in there. That was a sneaky good one. I thought Mare of Easttown, more recently, I thought that was a pretty good representation as well. All
right, let's go rapid fire here with a couple things. Best defender you've ever played in your career?
God, that's tough. It's like Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, from a safety standpoint, tie between those two guys.
Best trash talker you've ever faced?
Ray Lewis.
If you could have one throwback your entire career, you take a mulligan on any throw starting at BC, where do you go, Matt?
2010 division game against the Green Bay Packers. I threw a pick six before the half to the left. And that kind of changed. That's part. They were rolling pretty good that night, but maybe that one kind of doesn't give them as much momentum. I'd take that one back.
What is your birthday, Matt?
May 17th, Taurus.
May. Oh, wow. You know it already. Okay, here we go. Spiritual interests and physical health are closely aligned, and any work you do to improve one will favorably affect the other. You feel generous when you feel healthy. That sounds like a NFL quarterback's horoscope, Matt.
I've been off the Popeyes, man. That's what it is. I'm getting healthy. I'm getting my body right. It's going to help my spirituality. It's all good.
You have no idea how rare it is, Matt, that a horoscope actually turns out to vaguely apply to the player that we're talking to. And last thing is we do a thing called Club Kevin, which is just whoever you think won the week, anybody in the world that you want to induct into our little club here. Where do you go?
I saw that picture from the Little League World Series. I forget the kid's name. He won the week.
Gavin Weir.
He was dealing. I saw something. He had like one hit and 144 at bats. I think that was right. That kid's that was cool to watch.
Let me ask you something. Were you that kid in like middle school where you just dominated everybody? Did parents complain that you were able to play sports?
Not at all. I wish I was that. I was not that kid dealing like that.
All right, Gavin Weir, welcome to Club Kevin. Wow, better than Matt Ryan was at his age. All right, Matt, thank you so much. Tell us what you're doing with Tide.
Yeah, I'm fired up to partner up with them, and fired up that Tide is partnering up with the NFL to switch to cold water washing. It's good for the environment, saves a lot of energy, saves us money, which is awesome too. I've got twin boys. We run the washing machine constantly at the house. So any way we can, save a few bucks here and there, do good for the environment. It's really good. Check it out at Tide.com, figure out more about it. But I encourage everybody to switch to cold water washing and save a little bit of money and help the planet.
Matt Ryan, thanks for coming on Slow News Day.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it, man.